He's going straight to it. You know what I mean? I'm sure, you know what I'm saying? Swan Gody's about to enter the building, y'all people.
Yo.
Yo. What up, boss?
What's shaking?
What's crack-a-lacking?
What's good?
What's good, man? We here, man. First thing I want to say is I appreciate you for coming on this platform.
Much love.
You know what I'm saying? We are FLATBUSH. You know what I mean? We're doing a documentary about FLATBUSH. You know what I mean? We're going to show the people about old FLATBUSH, how we used to live in FLATBUSH before they changed up all the buildings and all that stuff. How we used to eat, how we used to get our little puff on, you know, and get our little street fighting on, you know what I mean? But since you from Crown Heights, I want to start with Crown Heights first. And we say in FLATBUSH, Crown Heights is our cousins. So what part of Crown Heights you from, bros?
Franklin Ave. Franklin Avenue.
Franklin Avenue?
Yes, sir. But the funny thing is, I never lived on Franklin Avenue. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I lived basically in Prospect Heights, but I went to school on Franklin Avenue. I went to private school on Franklin Avenue, and my homeboy Fats lived on Union Street. So every Wednesday we'd have a half a day. And we would go on Franklin Avenue or to the library, but Franklin Avenue. And Fats lived on Franklin Avenue. So this is like, what, 1985? Like I'm talking about elementary. So from 1985, Union Street was where we would round up. And then later on, like a few years later, Buck moved on Union Street. In Franklin, Buckshot, Black Moon. And me and Buck used to read a lot of books together. You feel me? And so like that's how I just ended up mobbing over there every day and night.
So you just transitioned from where you was living, you just transitioned, that was your block now.
Yeah, because every day, like I said, like my best friend lived on Union Street. So that's and we went to school on Franklin Avenue. So right after school, we'd go right there and just mob, and then that just became it right there. You feel me?
Okay. So, as you say that there, so what kind of kid you was growing up in that neighborhood? Like, what kind of kid Swan Gody was growing up in 85, 86, around those times over there? Like,
well, I was just a kid, but you got to understand that 80s was a rough time.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
So, and like the environment was way different. You got to understand, like, you know what I'm saying? You had a lot of dilapidated buildings, like shit was fucked up.
Right, definitely.
Crack, this is
abandoned buildings.
Era. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we knew the surroundings, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you had to be accustomed to your surroundings, which we were. So like we weren't bad kids, but we were accustomed to the surroundings of that settings, of the crack era. You feel me?
Okay. So basically you saying that y'all wasn't bad kids, but things was going on bad in your neighborhood.
Things was going on, and you can't say that it's bad. Like it's the era. Like, you feel me?
You growing in it. You growing in it, so you don't know it's bad. You just think it's part of life.
This is what life was. Like, you know what I'm saying? The crack era, the shit that's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we knew what it was. Like, niggas was getting chains snatched. Like, you know what I'm saying? You was this is a era where motherfuckers would get sneakers took off their feet.
I remember that. Lead patches.
Yeah, niggas would jacket off your back. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is what we grew up in. And it's
so describe, I mean, you're describing it now, but give more, like, let the people know what block you, like Franklin Ave, like that area. How you saying, like, how niggas was getting it. They jacket took it.
Check it, but all right. So check it. You got like it's Crown Heights, and in that area specifically of Crown Heights, you got in this like where the shit is going down at is like basically from Underhill, like Buffalo.
Okay. Yeah, Buffalo. I was gonna say Kingston, Utica side, but okay.
No.
Buffalo, all the way down towards the 90s.
But that's Crown Heights, Underhill, like
Right.
Underhill to Buffalo. So
Right.
every avenue is lit. Like every avenue is shaking, it's on fire. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so that means every avenue had a different crew representing over there too, also.
Of course, naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just like in Flatbush, like, you know, every block, every avenue got the niggas from that block, the niggas from that avenue. You know, it's still Flatbush. You know what I'm saying? But yo, that's
different sections. Different
like
sections.
That, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. I get that. I get that. But like, okay, now I'm on Franklin right now, right? And I remember back in the days, like in the late 80s, early 90s, Franklin was known for like two particular things. Matter of fact, three in my era. It was known for the boosters, the fly girls, and the weed spots. You know what I'm saying? And since you're from over there, can you describe all of that? How that vibe was in that area, especially in Franklin and Union, Franklin, St. John, St. Mark's, like all of them areas, like how that vibe was, the boosting era, the girls, the butt era.
Pioneering.
All that shit changed.
That shit was pioneering. You know what I'm saying? Like pioneering, like with boosting, like you gotta understand, it wasn't brand new, but we were the first ones to make that shit digital. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas went digital with that shit. Like
That's a fact.
Talking about steaming, the Lizzie bags, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause the generation before us, which were the ladies and like the homos, they were real slick with it. You know what I'm saying? Like they were real savvy and sleek with it. Like when our generation came, you know what I'm saying? There was still a bit of that sleek and savviness, but niggas was just more raw with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Taking that. Like
I remember that.
Taking that. Like, you know what I'm saying? 50 deep and yapping.
Running in the store.
Niggas taking that.
I remember times coming on FA. FA is Franklin Ave for some people that don't know. I remember times coming on FA and seeing niggas pull up, come out the train station with garbage bags full of clothes, and that would be a flea market right on the corner.
Every day.
A flea market to sell clothes.
Every day you got like you had niggas like fucking 80, Little, God bless the dead, Ryan, Shaky, you know what I'm saying? Raisin, like Buff, Red, Mick, like these, like, bro, like you talking about dudes that
real G in you, real shit.
This is what I'm saying. Like it was crazy. I'm talking about real me's. Like I'm talking about taking these people's stuff. Like back in
thousands of dollars.
No, I'm talking about like back in the days, they really coming off with like 50 pairs of carts and one me. Like, you know what I'm saying? 50 pairs of carts, like in one take. Like shit like this was common shit.
Golden era. It was the golden era of those times. Like it was real golden era to see niggas do shit like that. Let's move on. Let's move on a little bit.
So hold up.
Okay, talk it.
We ain't touch on the weed. Like
oh yeah, right. I'm sorry. I did say three things.
About the weed, like so.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry.
With the weed now, like I said, what I could talk about was Underhill and Bergen. You know what I'm saying? Underhill and Bergen. You know, brown bags. That was the chocolate.
Bergen and Underhill got me wondering why I'm not sleepwalking.
Yeah. All right. So now I lived on Washington and St. John's, and we had.
Okay.
All right. So you could take it from Bergen and Underhill.
Right.
To Park Place in Washington. That's where they had lamb spread.
Yeah, right.
Lamb spread over there. That back in the days, the little dime bags.
Tight.
Little ass dime bags for $20. Like a gram for $20. Lamb spread back in the days. And you go to Franklin Avenue, Franklin, Lincoln. I'm talking about had about 50 niggas. Every corner, all 4 corners, 50 niggas, all selling weed, all
selling weed, all selling
50
weed.
niggas, no exaggeration, 50 niggas on every corner. It's 4 corners, Franklin and Lincoln, 50 niggas, G-bombs, they all going every day.
Yup.
Click.
I remember it. I remember
Hold
it.
up, those are the niggas on the corner. They had weed spots.
Weed spots. And you had weed spots. You facts.
They had weed spots. Spots was clicking out.
Easy.
Clicking out.
Easy.
Niggas on the corner. Clicking out.
Right? I remember that. I remember that.
It's like Labor Day. Every day. This shit was crazy, man. Like, this is what this is before. What man made that up? Who got rid of that shit? That was Giuliani, but before Giuliani.
Yeah, Giuliani got rid of every fucking thing. He got rid of every fucking thing. He fucked up. Okay, now touch on one more thing. I named 3 things: the weed, the boosting. Now tell me something about the girl they used to be on Franklin Ave back in the day.
I mean, the girls were savages too. About these like pioneers. Once again, the girls was just as much as savages as the dude was when it came to taking money. You feel me? Like they was really out there. Like you had like Ina, you know what I'm saying? Monstrous. Like these were like who else?
Well, I know you remember. I know you remember. Come on.
So I'm trying to. How the hell I forget Shorty's name, man? They're gonna
kill you. They're gonna kill you if you forget their name now.
No, but I'm telling you, this was because you gotta remember we talking about who lifetime.
20 years, 20, almost 30 years ago we talking.
Like that.
We don't want to show our age, but you know.
But I can tell you, once again, this shit was way different. Way different. We ain't talking about no handouts. Like no handouts. Right. Everybody was on top of their shit.
Grind. Everybody on top. Like we say, that was the golden era. Everybody was getting it. So everybody was on top of their grind. Nobody wasn't slacking. If you had a good link,
really be doing your thing because
you had to be doing. I mean, you couldn't just go to any nigga and say, "Yo, give me something," and you had to be a man of your word.
You know, you can't really do that now. What I'm saying is that like it was no Instagram, like there was no none of that shit. Like, so I guess if you had like clout, like you had to really earn it.
Right.
You couldn't just post pictures in a setting and just
become Insta famous. Become Insta famous. I remember at a time you used to post pictures and you used to always say before Instagram, shit like that.
Because like this.
You was doing it before the gram.
I was there like that. You know, we wasn't saying we was outside. We was just there. We were, you know, like I said, we were doing the things. You feel what I'm saying? Like we were doing.
I know what you're saying.
The thing. You know
I know what you're saying.
It was no make believe in that. Like, you know,
right. It's either you was with it or you was doing it or not.
Yeah,
you couldn't front.
Because here I could line up any setting for Instagram. You feel me? But in the real world, like you really gotta show and prove. Like you can't make believe. You can't. Like I could go on Instagram and lean on the car and take a flick and like have people thinking whatever.
Yeah, pictures speak 1,000 words. Pictures speak 1,000 words. You sit on top of the beds like this.
Before Instagram, you had to fucking pull out the receipts.
It's receipts. Definitely, like I said. You couldn't come outside and say you was about it if you wasn't about it. That's plain. No, you couldn't do it. And if you say it, niggas gonna test you to it. Niggas gonna test you to it.
You could.
That's where we come from.
Like it's the proof gonna be in the pudding. Like we know you. You know what I'm saying?
Like, definitely.
Or we don't know you. That's
it. And you know, back then, like you said, before the gram social media, it was all about, you know what I mean, your name. You know what I'm saying? And then nigga might be like, yo, that nigga Popeye, that nigga Swan from Crown Heights. They don't know how you look, but they heard that name. They heard that name.
Like because that happened a lot. Your name was ringing.
That definitely happened a lot. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be like, yo, oh shit, oh, you Swan Gody? Oh, I heard about you. That means your name was moving. You know what I mean? That's fact. All right. Let's talk about I know we still on Franklin, and you got a crew that you ran with called USG. And what was that all about? The USG thing.
Before we gotta take it. We gotta
I'll take it. Okay.
Nah, like because before, like that's music.
Right.
Like that's music. So
okay, you're right. So before that, you're correct. I kind of jumped that. So when you stepped into the music, I know you came in the game with your man Buck.
Nah.
How did you? You tell me the story then. Fuck it. You tell me the story.
Buck, like I told you, me and Buck used to read books together. Like
right.
Me and Buck were reading books together when we was 11 years old, and we was fucking with Dr. York. You know,
okay.
Like
I remember him.
Yeah, Dr. York, Malachi York. We was fucking with York and all of that shit, and that's how me and Buck had a connection. That's 11 and 12 years old, right? So boom, that's that. I had like around the time, like when I was in junior high, I had like 3 raps that I wrote.
Okay.
And I had like 3 raps. I had like 3 verses.
Okay.
When I used to battle, I would have 3 verses.
3 verses.
So I only had 3 verses. This is junior high school. I go to high school. We go to the cafeteria. I got my 3 verses.
Okay.
How did it happen? Like, so we into rap, we looking at like everybody, you know,
the music box and doing all that shit.
All of that. Or like all of that. So we got aspirations, but that shit is a world away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there wasn't nobody famous from where we from. The closest thing I knew to like the world of that was when I was in like the 7th grade. I lived on Carroll Street between Troy and Connected. And my next-door neighbors was Jamaican. Some pretty girls. One of them was named Navlet. She was the older one. And the younger one was Antoinette. Yeah.
You remember them?
They was beautiful. They were beautiful girls. Navlet and Antoinette. Navlet had a boyfriend named Indian Ricky. And he was a big drug dealer at the time. Like probably a 19-year-old kid. I'm like 12. 19-year-old kid. And he used to do promotions. So he would have Shabba Ranks doing shows all throughout Brooklyn. And Shabba would pull up on the block fucking with the other sister, Antoinette.
Okay.
So like when I figured out who he was and what was going on, I pulled up on him like, yo, I rap, you know what I'm saying? I used to rap for him. He used to send me to the store, and like that was the closest thing that I knew to the industry.
Okay. I feel what you're saying. That was your closest, like, you know what I mean? You actually could touch that person.
Yeah,
you was like, oh
at
shit.
The time, like, you feel me? So like niggas is having aspirations, and fast forward to like 9th grade, summer of 9th grade. Well, 9th grade was over. I'm on my way to the 10th grade. And one day I'm hanging out on the corner. It was a Wednesday. I remember clearly because we were about to go to Grant's Tomb up in Harlem.
Okay.
You know me? Every Wednesday they used to do Grant's Tomb, and my homeboy was like, yo, come with me to this audition real fast because I got to audition for something, and we go up there. So we go up there like 5 o'clock. We up there. It's like cattle call. And we up there for like 2 hours. I'm like, yo, bro, we leaving because I'm not going to miss Grant's Tomb for none of this bullshit right here.
Grant's Tomb was popping back in the day. Popping. Right all the girls up there.
When we about to leave, we about to get on the elevator, and the director is getting off the elevator, and he's like, yo, did y'all take y'all Polaroids? And I ain't saying nothing because it's none of my business. And homeboy's like, nah. And I'm like, yo, we leaving. And the director looked at me. He's like, nah, well, just come take these Polaroids real fast and give me your number. So we skipped the line, took the Polaroids, did all of that shit. And they told us before we leave to act some shit out. Like, act like we doing a robbery.
Okay.
It was like 5 of us. We each individually did it, and we left. So back in the days, there was no cell phones and none of that shit.
Definitely not that. We didn't have that.
I'm home, and my mom's is like, yo, here, these people called you. They left the number. So I called back. They like, yo, we the people, we from the production company that you know what I'm saying? We'd like,
I never knew that.
We'd like for you to come back. So I'm like, I bet. So I go outside and I holler at my boy. And I'm like, yo, we got to go back on such and
back to production set, right?
I called and said, let's go. But he like, yo, they ain't call me back. So
they ain't call him, they called you.
They ain't call him back. And it was his shit. So so he's like, this is something that he did because he was all into that acting shit.
Right. He's into it.
So he was like, yo, that's a good sign. If they give you a second call, go. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get it.
So when I went to the second call now, I ran into Stretch and Madge from the Live Squad. They saw me. They was like, yo, bro. Actually, no, that wasn't even then. So when I went back and I did it again. They asked me to do it again. I did it. So I get another call back and then they like, yo, we want you to do this shit for the Live Squad. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's what it's going to be. Here's what it's going to pay. And that and the third. They were like, the shit blew my mind because they told me they needed me for 5 days and they pay me $1,000 a day.
Woo!
Like,
Nah, we talking back then.
Yeah. I'm like, nah, this is crazy. So, so the first day of the shoot, I pull up on the set and I seen Stretch, and when he seen me, his eyes blew up. I didn't know who he was.
I know, yeah.
So he's like, yo, my nigga, you don't understand how much you saved us because we was about to cancel the whole production. We went through like 24 hours of watching niggas, and we were about to go through the production. And when we saw you, we was like, yo, this is fucking crazy. Like, this is
that is.
So when I figured out what was going on, because I didn't know what was going on. Like, they told me a mini movie, but I didn't know it was concerning rap. So when I figured out what was going on, like, it blew my mind. So now I'm like, I bet. So we get to filming, and this was my introduction into like the main shit of it. Like, where I'm actually direct with contacts and I'm getting paid and I'm
okay.
And I met Stretch and I told him that, you know what I'm saying, like I couldn't believe it, what a coincidence or whatever. And I wanted to rap. Like, I just didn't have no lines, or I didn't know what the fuck to do. So he's like, all right, boom, let me hear your shit. So he heard me, so I spit my shit, and he was like, that shit is all right, but you need to write some more. So that's what I started doing. He's like, yo, if you write some more, I'll produce you. You feel me? And I will, you know what I'm saying, and we'll take it from there. All right, so fast forward, we did the production.
I'm waiting for you to get to that.
We did the production. We did the mini film. So check it, mind you. When I'm doing this shit now, like, the shit is blowing my mind now because I'm seeing a lot of behind the scenes shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh shit. And mind you, this is just not no regular video, not no regular production. This is
a big production.
This is 1992 we talking about, and Tommy Boy and Warner Brothers spent $1 million on the budget. The budget to produce that shit.
They're giving you $1,000 a day, so they had a good money there.
Yeah, well, that was just me, like, you know what I'm saying? What I was doing, $1,000 a day. So the production, the complete production was $1 million for this shit. And what happened was, in one of the scenes, It was real suggestive that I killed a cop. You feel me? Check it.
Push.
Yeah, it was suggestive that I killed the cop. And what happened was the single for the mini movie was released in September, August and September. Matter of fact, I got to take y'all back a bit, right?
Please. This story is beautiful. I love this story.
We did it in July. We did the production in July. I was on the set for 5 days. They wrapped up, and in August, it was Stretch's birthday. He went out to LA to do the editing for the shit. And while he was in LA, mind you, Stretch was also a producer for Tupac. He was one of Tupac's.
I'm about to say, I know Live Squad was down with Tupac. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Stretch was one of Tupac's main producers. So
this man,
Tupac was staying with Stretch in LA. So they would go to the studio, to the editing studio together. So Pac was in the editing studio watching the shit and this, that, and the third.
He's watching you.
Yeah, so he was already hyped and shit like that to meet me. Like prior to meeting me, like he was in the editing studio. So when they piecing this shit together, he's all in. So now, fast forward to Stretch's birthday, Stretch called me like, yo, I'm back in New York, pull up. Yo, I'm going out for my birthday. So I go to Queens. When I get to Queens, it's like a fucking block party. And when I get out the car, like the whole mob of niggas start motherfucking rushing at me like, yo, Heartless, yo, boom, boom, out, yo, because I ain't seen none of the footage.
Okay, they all seen the footage. You ain't see shit yet.
Footage. I ain't seen
okay.
Yet. So they already hit to the shit. They already seen it. I know what was done because I performed it, but I didn't.
You didn't see the actual final work.
Yeah, so they seen the shit. They was already all hype. So E Moneybags grabbed me, pulled me in his car. You feel me? He had a Maxima at the time. So he grabbed me, pulled me in his car, and drove off with me. Boom. We riding around Queens, and he letting me hear the album. He like, yo, son, yo, how this shit sound, boom, boom, bow. And he hyped, and he taking me on blocks. And like, yo, I got Heartless with me, yo, boom, boom, bow. When niggas is hyped, they seen the footage already. So
that's why they were calling you Heartless in the movie. That's what he's saying.
No. The video, one of the single was Heartless, so that's what they were calling me. Like, you feel me?
All right.
But they were just like, yo. While we driving around, he got a phone call. He pulled out his phone ring, and I look, and I'm bugging the fuck out because I ain't never seen no nigga in real life with a cell phone like that. Like no nigga like. Mine knows because he's like a year and a half, 2 years older than me. You feel me?
Okay.
So we in the age range, you know what I'm saying? But at like he way deeper into the streets at the time, and I'm like my mind is blown from a lot of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
You like, what the fuck is going on here?
Got bags of cash in the car, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is all blowing my mind. It's like it's a culture.
And you younger than them, and they doing mad shit. Like, yo, what the fuck, yo?
So they got a phone call, like, yo, like they said, yo, Crazy is here, yo, bring them back. You feel me? Stretching them just pulled up, bring them back. So when we get to the block, Stretch and Pac is out there. When Pac seen me, like, I never forget the nigga, like, cause I'm watching this nigga on TV just before on like on Juice and all of that shit. So when I see like, this is Juice time. So Bishop, this is our era. Like,
so this is around when after he did Juice. You around Pac. I mean, so I'm saying Juice is out and you around Pac now.
Juice is out, nigga. Bishop, nigga. So, he the nigga. I'm like, yo, nah, you fucking kidding me right now because.
Are you kidding me?
Bishop, And the nigga hyped the fucking me like, yo, when he saw me, the nigga ran towards me like, yo, you a hype little nigga. Yo, how the fuck this, that, and the
I know that fucked you up. That fucked you up.
Yo, the nigga took his shirt off and showed me a tattoo. And it said Heartless. And he like, yo, nigga, look, nigga. And he showed me a tattoo. He had a tattoo on his arm, said Heartless. He's like, yo, this tattoo I just got right here. Blew my fucking mind.
Wow.
All right, so now that shit is done. So that shit inspired me to start going hard writing raps. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now I see a way. You know what I'm saying? And Stretch gave me his word that he was going to fuck with me, and all right, which he did. So now this is, when they released it, the single was released, but they end up shelving the movie because Tommy Boy was under Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Warner Brothers had issues with like Tom Warner because Ice-T at the time was on Tom Warner, and he had Cop Killer shit, and that shit caused major controversy, and they were like blaming rap and all of that shit for killing cops, and Stretching them were from Queens, where they actually had the cop killed.
So all that was intertwining.
All of that shit.
All that was intertwining, fucked up the whole shit.
Tommy Boy was put under pressure by Warner Brothers, so they scratched the whole shit and they shut it. You feel me? So that never saw the light of day. But
do you have the movie though? Do you have the movie?
Yeah, I had. Yeah, that shit. We had access to it, and we had it. And,
okay.
And fucking so what happened was, like, the shit got shelved, but the industry had it. You feel me? The industry had it. Like, so there was a club called the Muse, and
I remember that.
The Muse,
on the West Side Highway.
Yeah, the Muse used to have the TV screens in there and all of that shit. So the Muse was before the tunnel, like right before the tunnel. But
Third Base, Muse, all that shit.
Yeah, all right, but Muse had the TV screens in there, so they used to play that shit in there. Like, all of the offices had it. So let me get, all right, so I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna take you this way real fast. So one day when I went to high school, I was in Sarah J. That was my zone school.
What school was that? Sarah J?
Sarah J.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went to school, it was me, Nino, from Jr.Mafia, Little C's, Little Q, Tata.
That's Jay-Z boy.
Yeah, Tata was there with us, but me and Nino was like Batman and Robin in school. And me and him used to be together every day. So one day he came to school like, yo, like he used to always tell me about his boy Chris. Like, my boy Big Chris. Correct. Like,
Biggie, AKA Biggie.
Yeah, he was like, yo, my boy could rap, he about to get on, You feel me? So this is 91. Like, this is 91, this is the year prior. So 92, when the Live Squad shit was done, Biggie had already linked with Puffy. So one day, Nino come to school like, yo, we was in Puff Daddy office and we was watching your tape. So he like, yo, I was like, yo, that's my man Swan. And he said, Biggie was like, yo, you lying. You don't know that nigga. So he like, yo, I swear to God, that's my man Swan. I know that nigga. I be with that nigga every day. So Biggie like, yo, bring him on the block.
Bring him on the block. If that's your man, bring him on the block.
So,
that's real shit.
Like, bet. So Nino came to me, was like, yo, come on my block. I was telling niggas that I know you, and niggas wasn't believing. So I pulled up. I go down there. Biggie's like, yo, you that nigga from that shit, ain't you, nigga? I'm like, hell yeah, nigga. He like, yo, that shit crazy. We get to chopping it up. We start kicking it, and we start rapping. You feel me? Like we started rapping, and so from there, like demos, I would still like I would be around stretching them, and I would steal demos. Like
whose demo? Like anybody's demos, or is it still demo?
No, I would steal their demos, nigga.
Oh, still their demos. Okay.
I would steal their demos, nigga, because like I couldn't get the music. Like so I would go around Stretch, I would take tapes out of his car. You feel me? He would have demos like of shit, like of sessions of shit that he did for Pac, shit that he did for Nas. You know what I'm saying? And I would be having that, and I would be trading Nino
for Biggie shit.
For Biggie shit.
What a nice even trade!
Like him, like some of the Stretch demos, and he would give me Biggie shit and back and forth. All right, so now in that same time, that same summer that I recorded, that I filmed the Live Squad, I went on Franklin Ave one day. I ain't seen Buck in a minute. I ain't seen Buck in like a whole year. You feel me? And when I seen them, I'm like, yo, boy, shit lit. You feel me? I got some shit going on. I'm fucking with these niggas from Queens, the Live Squad, you know what I'm saying? Like this, that, and the third, they do this. And he was like, yo, I got some shit going on too. I just linked with Chuck Chillout, and he got a label situation and this, that, and the third. And we're gonna be putting out a record. I was like, who? I never heard of the label, so I was like, yeah, I bet. So Buck hung out that day, we chilled, whatever, went our separate ways. I ain't see Buck for a few more months. By the fall time, I'm watching Video Music Box one day. Motherfucking, I see a fucking, they introduce a video, and when the shit come on, it's motherfucking Black Moon and Who Got the Props, and I'm seeing this shit, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You don't understand. That shit blew my fucking mind to see that fucking nigga.
It blew my mind. I know it blew yours. Two niggas in a backpack. Wow,
you did tell me that shit was about to jump or whatever, but I ain't really even register that it was about to really take off the way that it would, because I didn't. You feel me? So when I eat that shit, I'm like, oh hell no.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I went over there. I went on Franklin. I went to look for him. I couldn't find him. Mind you, ain't no cell phones and none of that shit. I went to his crib. Mom Dukes told me he not home. So when I actually linked with him and we seen each other, you know what I'm saying? So we chopping it up. We like, yo, damn, this shit is fucking crazy. Like last year, we motherfucking didn't have a fucking clue.
Cool.
Shit fucking bubbling, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's fact. For real, shit just happened overnight, and y'all mind you, shit happened in y'all separate ways.
Yeah, no. So now he's jumping off. He got his shit going. He off. Like he's not in no demo stage. He jumping off. Like,
cool. Right. Him and Chuck Chill Out and all of them. Yep. I remember that.
No, well, he got a hit record. He got a hit record. Like,
Who got the prop?
Yeah, he got a hit record. Like that shit is off. I'm talking about. And at the time, Biggie wasn't out yet.
Right, it wasn't.
Biggie wasn't out yet. So at the time, it was Buck and Nas. Like kinda. Like
right. Yeah, you're right.
And Nas had singles. Like Nas can have. Hold on, pardon me.
It's all good. The people got no problem. We know there's a technical difficulty.
Nah. Singles. You feel me? So at the time we had like Leaders of the New School, and
Well, at that time, yeah, leaders of the new
PMD, you know what I'm saying? But for
Boys of the Underground, things like that.
yeah, no, but I'm talking about on the East Coast, as far as East Coast music was concerned, like it was because it was a new era. Like that's a new era came in because you know you had your Rakims and all of them, and they was still holding it. But when a new era came, when Nas came, he brought in that
new era. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Like
A new group, a new sound came through.
Yeah, like the new era. And when Buckingham came, it was like, mind you, we 16 and 17 years old, and these niggas is like the other niggas in the game is like 10 years our senior. You feel me? So niggas is. When Buck came, like he bought a new shit. He bought them like a lot of melody. You feel me? And like a lot of that singing shit and all of that shit.
That flow, boy.
Brand new shit. You feel me? And he was doing it single after single. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like he was hitting them shits. You feel me? So shit bacon. But like I gotta pull away from that because that's my man. All right, so when we chopping it up, but Buck is on Nervous at the time. And like he did what he had to do, right? Because of ego.
Definitely.
We were young, like, you know what I'm saying? And we weren't really like, so let me show you something. Like Buck signed the contract with Nervous Records. The contract wasn't too much of a good contract. The contract, it was a shitty contract, right? But he was producing hit records, and he gave in the album. They into the stage the classic joint, and it was
definitely a classic.
It was a hit album. And I was right there with him going through all of the shit that he
stages, all the stages. I remember, all the stages he was going through.
Contractual wise, like I was at home with him, like knowing what was going on and why things were fucked up. And
basically, you was knowing, you was getting knowledge of the business. And didn't even know you was getting knowledge of the business. No, you just around him every day. I mean, yeah, you knew, but you was around him and you was getting information.
Yeah, because mind you, now I'm stretching them on the other side. They didn't sign a bad contract, right? But because they, like, mind you, I told you, they at the time back then they had got a okay contract from Tommy Boy and Warner Brothers, but yet and still they were still shut down.
Right.
So I witnessed that.
They couldn't make moves. Bottom line, they couldn't make no moves.
I witnessed that take place. You feel me?
Right.
I was involved with that, and I witnessed that take place. So I'm like, oh shit, they could do shit like that. Like shit like that happens. So you mean to tell? Because I couldn't understand how they could spend $1 million on a project
and it didn't show.
But then, you know, because I didn't know about writing shit off until later on.
Right. Let me get that money back.
Yeah, that shit was just fucking my head up, how they could do everything that we did and not let it rock. Like, you feel me?
Right. I feel you. I mean, if you don't really know about it, and when you see, you're like, what the fuck you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
So now, all right, so now, and then they end up getting dropped, stretching them, end up getting dropped. Tommy Boy let them walk. After that, they let them walk. So I'll get back to that in a second, but I'm watching Buck and them go through their shit, right? With the contract, and I'm watching them fight, and I'm seeing what it takes and how it takes. And at the time, I gotta rewind a bit back because, like, about in that same time, my homeboy Harry had an older brother named Free. Like, Free was my homeboy too. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was a bit older than we were. You feel me? And he used to fuck with Sting. Sean.
Sting International? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. Remember that.
All right. So Sting, mind you, like before I knew who Sting was, I knew who Sting was because he was on the radio for years.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He was probably on the radio since he was 17. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he was on the radio for a while. He was on the radio. He was on Church Area. He did all the parties.
He was on radio, and he used to be like one of the main DJs.
He used to work with Red Fox too. I used to work with Red.
So one day, I used to hang out. I used to go to Sting's crib. Sting had a duplex apartment on 7th Avenue in Park Slope in 1992. Like around this whole time, Sting is living in a duplex apartment in 1992. He like 5 years older than me. You know what I
can imagine because he was eating at those times too.
He was a millionaire already. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was already up. He had hit records. He was producing hit records after record. He already had like 20 hit records. You know what I'm saying? And he was doing parties every weekend. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, boy was really set up nice.
Yeah, he had his thing going. I ain't gonna lie to that. So he definitely had that going.
When I went to his crib one day and the nigga he was like, yo, hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Like, he's like, yo, ain't that you that I saw on a video? He did, like, cause I used to be by his crib all the time and he used to be busy. So we used to kick it 1, 2, 3, but he'd go about his business. But like I told you, the video had made its way around the industry.
Sir, the video made its way around the
industry.
In the industry.
So when Sting figured out that it was me that was in the video and I was the one that was at his crib all the time, he was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, he was like, yo, do you rap? I was like, yeah, I've been writing raps. So Sting was like, yo, you know what? Come with me, let's go.
Let's go.
So we hopped in the Beamer. Sting had a Beamer. We hopped in his Beamer and we drove to Long Island. Newport, Long Island, to Philip Smart's studio. And I was just hanging out. He had to mix some records. You feel me? He was mixing his records and Robert Livingston walked in.
Yo, you need a fucking movie, nigga.
Robert Livingston walked in and they having their conversations. He don't pay me no attention. This about 7 p.m. at around, so we hanging out. You know how studio sessions go. At about 3 a.m. in the morning, Robert Livingston looked my way and he like, yo, kid, what up? Kicking it, whatever. He like, yo, what's your name? He like, yo, what you do? He like, yo, what you do? He's like, yo, you rap? I'm like, yeah, I rap. He's like, yo, you rap? He like, yo, yeah, I rap.
Pull up that real.
He like, yo,
pull up that real.
Boom ba boom ba. He like, yo, rap. He like, yo, rap. I'm like, mind you, this is some Jamaican shit, like some shit from England. They doing a remix for some shit from.
I'm sure for overseas, basically.
So I'm like, yo, this. So I'm like, all right. So it took me like 30 minutes. I wrote a verse and I did the rap, and I wanted to do this shit over. Like,
okay.
4 o'clock. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. I did the shit, and I'm like, yo, all right. Well, I did it. I laid it, and we went home. So the next time I come back to the studio, I'm like, yo, could I do that over? He's like, what are you talking about, kid? That shit is done. That shit got mixed down and here, listen. And I'm like,
and shipped out.
He's like, yo, I got a check for you. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, no, that wasn't even that time. He was like, yo, come, let's go for a ride. So I hopped in his Beamer and he started talking to me and he's telling me who he is and what he got going on. And he's like, yo, I just started a production company. I want to sign to it. You feel me? And I'm going to bring you to the bank right now. He's like, you got a bank account? I'm like, nah. He's like, yo, I'm going to bring you to the bank. Because remember this, kid, you ain't shit in this world without a bank account. So we go to the bank and we sit down and he put $2,500 in the bank account, gave me the card. He's like, yo, don't spend all of this one time, but when you run out of this, let me know. You feel me? And about a month later, I go back to the studio and he like, yo, kid, where the fuck you been at, man? I've been looking for you. You know what I'm saying? I had my lawyers draw up some papers. I'm going, you know what I'm saying? He took my information this time. He took my number, boom, boom, bow, and he gave me the contract. I got the contract and I'm like, all right, bet. All right, boom. And we started recording. Sting started producing shit for me. And we started working on an album. So mind you, all right, at the same time, I'm with Buck every day. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm with Buck.
Hold up. I mean, I don't want to cut you.
Yeah,
but we have like about, hold up. We got 10 minutes. And I mean, you're talking a good story, but I do want to touch on what you're doing right now with the spot. We got like 5 to 10 minutes.
Well,
you hear me?
Let's get it. Hold up. So let's hold up. So we
I like to talk to me.
No, so let's segue to that real fast. And shout out,
all right, real quick.
Mo. Shout out to Fritz. Shout out to Cyrus, my good brother.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's talk about that real quick. The spot. So far, you let us know how your journey was to acting and how you got involved into acting and how you did all of that. So when this opportunity came for you, when Mo said he's doing a new series on a new movie or whatever, how did you apply yourself to get this lead role?
Mo called me Mo called me one day.
Okay.
And he was like, yo, I'm doing a project. And he's like, yo, I think this shit will fit you perfectly. You feel me? And I don't know why. Like, he's like, yo, I don't know why, but I thought of you. So I was like, oh yeah, send me the script. Send me what you got. Like, send me some of the slides. And he sent it. And when he sent it, I was like, yo, this is some shit right here. And then he told me his concept of what he was aiming for and what direction he wanted to go in with it. So I was like, that's a no-brainer. I'm most definitely with it. So I was in Atlanta at the time when he called me. So I said, I'll be there on Monday. And on Monday, I booked a flight, came up to New York, and we got it rolling.
Okay. Now, how did the success of doing that show, how was the feedback for you when people showing you your acting skills? Like, I mean, did people salute you? Did people, like, you know what I mean? What people expected out of you?
Yeah, well, if we gotta go off the feedback, there was real good feedback.
Okay.
And like, it was real good feedback. People, I saw a lot of appreciation. Like, I didn't really, because you gotta understand as well, that would have, like, I'm not gonna say it would have been an easy thing to do, but like, the content that we were filming was real sincere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Touching shit that, you know,
it was
touching real shit. You know what I'm saying? So
shit.
Fuck me. Like, that's real shit that motherfuckers could relate to. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, and also, if I want to touch on, we got 5 minutes left. I'm gonna touch on shit. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have to bring you back for a part 2 because your story is serious, and I love your story. But I want to touch on shit real quick on you. You had an opportunity to be around Nipsey Hussle in the video in Brownsville. How that experience was, real quick.
Nipsey was always a pleasure to be around. Like, like, it was like, you got to understand, like, he was no nonsense. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, and damn, you just threw me off with that one real fast. You know what I'm saying? Because
I'm sorry, but that's my job. I like to throw them off.
Nah, you threw me off with that Nipsey, because that's like a whole nother, like what I can't, because you talking about that day in Brownsville, like that was one
monumental.
that, yeah, but that was recent. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story. Like you said, we only got 5 minutes. Like,
All right, but hold up. I'm glad you just said that. And we're going to leave, because I'm going to bring you back, because your story is very intriguing and people was really tuning in. But one thing before we get out of here, and I know, you know what I mean, we represent that thing. Is it any way with the OGs that's out now could talk to these younger dudes and show them like, yo, what y'all going about? Because we just lost another man like to the young niggas. Is it any way?
yeah, there's a way. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, you know, of course there's a way, but you know, what we have to do is be practical and deal with what's reality, because, you know, hurt people. And that's what's going on right now. Like like it's a lot of hurt people as far as that's concerned, because people dying.
Facts, that's facts. That's facts.
People dying. You feel me? So like I'd love for it to stop, peace, right here, right now. But we gotta be able to let it calm down so people could at the least get out their feelings, because time could heal wounds, right? And if you mad at me because I killed your man, or I'm mad at you, like it's gonna take a lot of quelling. It's gonna take a lot of quelling, a lot of arbitration for us to get the sides to see eye to eye when those are the circumstances that we're talking about. And those are the circumstances that we're talking about.
Yeah, you're right. Those are the circumstances. Before we leave out here, yo, Swan, I definitely got to bring you back. And I want to touch on this more, because all this senseless killing, yo, we all did dumb shit when we was young, but this shit right now is like really senseless, dumb shit. The young ones is killing one another, and these young kids is my son's age. So that means I'm worried about my son. I'm worried about my daughters. You know what I'm saying? So
tell me about it.
We gotta like try to do better. And I appreciate everybody for coming on for We Are Flatbush. Swan, if you want to say any last words, we definitely gonna bring you back. Winkle, what's cracking? Swan, tell your last word to the people.
Yo, it's just love, bro. That's it. One love. My niggas know what it is.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Swan. Push, man.
We gotta do it again.
But definitely, man, the people love you in this. I see that. The people was in tune. People listening to what you saying. We had Tech in here. We had who else is there? Yeah, I was watching them. I don't pay them. We got 25 seconds, so give your last shout outs if you want to give anything for this last